Hi, welcome to this video. I will be updating my reading journal. And first I'll start with the actual updating and making the page layout and also updating all the tracking pages that I have. And you can skip to the timestamp that I will put on screen, and that's where you'll see me actually flip through the entire book journal and tell you a little bit about the things that I have updated. So you can choose what you'd rather see, or if you want to watch both, that's also great. Right here, I am making a January page of the books that I bought and the books that I want to read. So the January TBR page I made orange, and I decided to take the pages with the wrap up and the books I bought orange as well, because I thought that'd be a nice theme to do in this reading journal, that every single month is a different color. And I'm just cutting up the books, the little printed books, to add to the pages. For the actual scrapbooking idea, I usually just decide on which papers I want to use and kind of just try to have the corner be neat and then just rip the paper and hope it turns out kind of nice. And then I also like to add some washi tape for some extra patterns and extra color. Sometimes I want to add washi tape and have it go onto the next page. So right here I add it on the left page, and then later on I will try to add it on the right page and make it go sideways. But it didn't fully work out because there was a little bit of a space left over. But, I think it's fine. It's my first time actually really making a reading journal. I did have one last year, but I didn't put too much effort into it. It was more of a summary. And right now I actually try to do it a bit better. But yeah, as you can see, I'm struggling trying to figure out how to kind of make it look better. But I cut away a little piece, and I cut away a little bit too much. But you know what? It's fine. It's the first time trying stuff like this. It's okay. In my last reading journal, I just used pen and markers, and I didn't really work with washi tape that much. So, still learning how to do it. Here it's the next day, and I wanted to make a little border, or how would you call it? Where you put a painting into it. Um, I forgot the name. I cut out a little piece to have a square with an opening, and then in that opening I wrote February, because that's the month that I'm starting. And obviously I'm using pink because, Valentine. This is where I put the books that I bought. So I bought The Vanishing Half, Heart of the Moors, Around the World in 80 Days. So I printed out the little books to put them in there. For the 26 books in 2026, I decided to use these little star stickers and put a star on top of the book that I have finished, and that way I can easily see which books I still want to read this year that are on my kind of yearly TBR. For the book bingo, I decided to put a curl in the spaces that I have read or listened to, I guess. And then later on, I did also decide to put the name of the book under it so that I could look back at it. So I'll actually look it up right now, which I put down. I crossed off romance, literary fiction, memoir, audio, and new author. And yeah, I feel like I'll probably get to all of them at some point. Right here, I'm doing my genre tracker, and I decided to just put a little stripe for every book in that genre. But I feel like this way it's going to be fine to read a lot of books of one genre, but still make it fit on this one page. So I think it's going to work out fine. I did realize I didn't put up every type of genre because I read kind of a fairy tale retelling, and yeah, that wasn't one of the genres that I put in my reading journal. Oh, and actually the same for the star rating, because I only put 0.5 and not 0.25 or 0.75. So yeah, maybe next year I'll do that, or maybe I don't have to, I don't know. And then I just filled in the books that I have read or will be reading for book club. When I continued with like updating this reading journal, I didn't really realize that I had a page for all the books that I bought, and I decided to put it with the month. And then I realized, oh, I had a designated page for this. So I'm just going to mention them twice. And right here, I printed them a lot smaller so that I could just easily put them in and put all of the books in that I will have bought. But yeah, they are at two places, but it's fine. And right here, I'm doing the actual wrap up of the books, the little review, and I decided to keep it pretty small because I will talk about the books in videos. So if I really want to know what my own opinion was, I guess I could just go back to the video. But right here, I put the star rating and the spice rating, and I guess a little bit of what the book is about or a plot thing that stood out to me. I don't know exactly what I'm basing the review off of. I'm just going off of vibes, I guess. And I'm only using the stickers for the 5 stars books, because if it's lower than that, I just write it out, I guess. Alright, it is time to flip through the journal and see everything that has been changed. So I'm just gonna go over every page, and if something has changed, I'll tell you about it. Here I decided to use washi tape as the books because last time I actually drew the books and that was not a good idea. It just didn't look that clean. And I mean, this doesn't look clean either, but it's a vibe, you know? I think it's pretty cute. And then I did outline it with a fine liner because otherwise it's just a bunch of tape, and I do think that this does look a little bit better. Then right here, I didn't yet do anything. I was supposed to put in my physical TBR, but I have so many books, so it's going to be like I need to sit down and actually put all that in. And I think I might just print it out because I really don't want to write down all the books. I don't know, maybe I just shouldn't have made this page, but I'll get to it at some point. Then right here we have the 26 books for 2026. And I put a star on the books that I read. So I read Days at the Morisaki Bookshop, Funny Story, and Baby Dragon Cafe. Or actually, no, the Baby Dragon Bakery. I read 3 of the books in 2 months, which is pretty decent, I think. Next up we have the bingo, and I put romance, funny story, lit fic, Day at the Morisaki Bookshop, memoir, From Here to the Great Unknown, audiobook, Everything There Was, and a new author, Ellie Carter. And I do think that I cried and laughed at a book, but I don't really remember at which book, so I'm not going to put it down because I do want to be able to, see what book it was. Then we have the book club pages. On Fable, I have my own book club called Goodreads Challenges, and we read Funny Story, Demon Copperhead, and currently our book is Jane Austen's Bookshelves. So those are the 3 books that I added. And then for book girlies, I only have the 2 books because I'm actually meeting up with them tomorrow. So then I'll be able to put in the other books, but I don't know yet because we didn't yet decide what the next books are going to be. And then here we have the battle of the books. So for January, Funny Story, and for the second month, Bride. And I think out of the 2, I might like Bride the best. I don't know, it's very hard to choose. But for right now, it's just these 2, and then in the end, I'll have to pick one. Or, every 4 months, I have to pick one. So I don't know yet, but these are the 2 that I put in. Then right here I have my series tracker, and I put in Days at the Morisaki Bookshop. It didn't have another name, and I don't know how many books there are. I do know that there's a second book out. I don't know if there are gonna be more, but for now I'm just gonna leave it like this, and I read the first one. For the Baby Dragon, I put 2 books, and I do already own the third book, so I will be getting to that pretty soon, I hope. And then I put in Bride, and I do already own Mate, so we'll also be getting to that one. I don't know if this is the best setup though for the series tracker, because like I have a few more spaces, but not that many. But I mean, I can add one here and there, so I think it's fine. I didn't put in my old series that I'm still in the middle of, because I'm not sure if I'm going to continue them this year. I hope I will, I assume I will, but I'm just gonna not fill them in. I'm only gonna fill it in if I have actually read one of the books this year. Then next up is my rating tracker. So I have 2 5 stars, 5 4 stars, 2 3 stars, and 1 2.5 star. I think it was actually a 2.25, but I only did halves. I didn't do quarters in this rating thing. Then right here we have the genre tracker. So I read 1 romance, 3 literary fiction, 3 romantasy, which is actually a lie. It was only 2, but I accidentally put 3. And there was 1 book that I didn't really know where to put. Hemlock and Silver. It's kind of a fairy tale retelling, kind of a mystery. Maybe I should have put it at mystery, but it's also kind of fantasy. there's not really a romance, but I don't know, I accidentally put one here, so that's just what we're gonna go with. And then I also read one mystery, one memoir, and one dystopian book. Then right here we have the page for the books that I bought, and I printed out the little stickers. So I bought 8 books, and I did put down in my phone how much they cost. I don't think that's gonna look pretty if I add that here, so I think I'm just gonna leave it like this. This is where January starts, so I actually put the TBR here, but I don't think it looks that good, and next time I'll have to find a better space because I like made the page and then I realized like where are the books gonna go, so you can't really read these. But you know, it's the I'm trying it out. It's the first time. It's fine, and I'll just have to make sure to make some more space for it next time. Then here are the books I bought in January. So I bought One Last Stop and Good Lord Bird. And then this is kind of an intro page to the books that I have read. So that will be these books. And again, I didn't really think it through because I put this down and then the little books, and then I realized, okay, I'm gonna have to write over this and it's not really readable. So yeah, not the best, but it's fine. And I decided to only use the star stickers when it's a 5 stars, because otherwise it's going to just take up a lot of space. And if it's not a 5 stars, I'm just going to put the star rating like this. And if it's an audiobook, I'll put that somewhere as well. But yeah, Funny Story was 5 stars, so I added these ones, and it had some spice. I don't remember if this book had spice, so I'm just going to assume it didn't and leave it at that. Then this is where we start February. I thought I would stick to the Valentine theme and kind of use like hearts and pink stickers and stuff like that. So I do think it turned out pretty cute. And the TBR had 4 books on it. And oh, actually, I will do it like this, I guess. That doesn't look great. Or I'll do it like this. Yeah. I only read one. I should go back. Sorry, this was supposed to be earlier. The TBR, Baby Dragon Bakery, yes. Everything There Was, yes. Yeah, also read that one. I didn't finish. Okay. Ooh, I finished 3 of the 4 books, and in February I only finished 1 of the 4. Then next up, you can see the books that I bought in February. So it's Heart of the Moors, Vanishing Half, and Around the World in 80 Days. And here's the final page that I added, so it's kind of a wrap up of all the books that I read. And again, there are a few audiobooks in there as well. And this one was 5 stars, and I gave 4 peppers to it. But yeah, that was it for the update of these 2 months.